Good morning, millennials.
Welcome to the morning toast. Wait, welcome to
the morning toast.
By the way, that is a great theme song.
Do you want to do it for real? From
And
the top?
underrated that the principal from that movie is Tobias from...
Tobias Funke.
And even more underrated is that he's married to the girl from Sister of the Traveling Pants, the emo one. And even more
You're
funny...
lying.
He was
Amber?
Yeah, they're married. Amber Tamblyn.
Andy Cohen drank her breast milk.
Wait, even more ironic is that he is also like an alleged assaulter.
You're lying.
And yeah, and she's like super outspoken and like a big like feminist, and it's just like awkward because she's like married to an assaulter now, and she like, was it assault or racist? I don't remember. I think it was assaulter.
Okay, well, that sucks.
Yeah.
Welcome. Good morning, millennials. If we seem so organized today, it's because we
are on top of our shit.
We have a new intern who came highly recommended. She was not foisted onto us.
Right, no, she is Harvard Business
grad.
What? Top of her class.
What, like it's hard?
Top of her class.
Top of her class at Harvard Business.
She had offers at Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley.
Right.
NASA, SpaceX, but she obviously decided to turn all those down and take the clear winner, an unpaid internship.
The morning toast. And you know what? It's been so rewarding for her already. She got these pair of headphones, and she just looks to be on top of the world.
So Snitch is on the toast permanently, but not really on the toast, more like next to, adjacent. Snitch adjacent to the toast. But we're excited she's here. She's been super helpful for the first 10 minutes. Let's hope she keeps it up all summer.
Yeah, but it looks like she's on her phone, so we'll see.
She's reading comments. She swears.
I know. She's working.
She's monitoring. Also, we have such a crazy week, and we just need you to bear with us, because I'm taking full responsibility for the shit show that's going to be this week. But it's going to be like an epic shit show, because I'm only here Monday and Wednesday, because right after this, I'm headed to Philly for 4 sold-out shows tonight, tomorrow. Sorry, you can't buy tickets. Then I'm back here Wednesday, and we have none other than Golnessa, Loch Nessa in the building. Super excited to talk to her about Shaz. A little scared, but really excited.
I'm excited because I feel like this season is going to be great for her, so it'll be a very positive conversation, because I watched last week's episode. It was so good. These new brother and sister, I'm shook.
Oh, wait, I didn't watch it.
Oh,
I'm going to watch it on the plane. I've been saving all my...
And them skiing was really the content that I needed. She's fantastic.
Oh, is she?
Yes.
So when I'm not here tomorrow, I'm very upset because I have FOMO that I'm going to be missing this, but I'm really happy for the show. You know, a win for the show is a win for me, I guess, whatever.
It is true.
We have Big Rach joining us tomorrow, and it's just perfect timing because tonight is the final rose of Becca's season, so we're going to have a real seasoned expert sitting in my chair. This is the chair of seasoned experts.
This is true.
So Rachel Lindsay will be here tomorrow, and then Wednesday we have Loch Nessa. Thursday we haven't figured it out yet.
Thursday I'm working on something. Hopefully Ben is available to co-host with me, because that would be really fun.
Because that's when I'm in Palm Beach, which tickets available at girlwithmyjob.com. VIP is sold out, but there's a couple GA left.
Friday is not nailed down yet, but it's almost, and I just want to get you guys excited, but don't get your hopes up because, things change.
Schedules.
Hopefully Heather McMahon will finally be on the toast.
And I obviously have FOMO about that too, but I do, on your week away, I have one day available, and she did say that she's going to be in New York that week.
Fantastic.
So hopefully I'll be able to get her also.
Fantastic. So it's good because, the pros and the cons. Cons, you're not going to be here, but pros, we are more than making up for it with very fun co-hosts.
No, and that's what and today we have a guest, Dominique Penn from WAGS. He'll be coming on a little bit later, so if you have any questions, obviously make sure to drop them on our latest Instagram, tweet at us. We'll find a way.
I absolutely need the WAGS tea. I feel like they give us nothing in the off season, and she is here to just give us everything. And I'm very much looking forward to it.
The off season. It's double entendre.
Double entendre. Anyways, we have a jam-packed show for you today. We're going to hit you with Dear Toasters because we know you guys need our advice, and we have been remiss in our Dear Toaster duties.
And if you guys don't know, if you're new, by the way, we've been getting so many new people. I keep getting tweeted at oh man, I just discovered the morning toast. I don't know how you just discovered it because I literally don't stop talking about it, neither do you, but welcome. We have a lot of newbies. And so for those who don't know, Dear Toasters is our weekly, we try to do it weekly, but we always forget, advice segment. So if you email deartoasters@gmail.com, we will answer some of your most troubling questions. And I just want to say, I read through a bunch of them last night, and y'all are boring as hell. I want more interesting ones. I had to dig deep to find some semi-interesting ones. It's always about just work or boyfriends.
But that makes me sort of happy to know that you guys are doing okay.
That's
your problems aren't that big. And I just want good things for the toasters. So I would love to live in a world where we have no Dear Toasters.
Yeah.
Where everyone's happy.
But at the same time, hit us with a couple more interesting advice segments. But I dug through the weeds, and I got some good ones, and we'll be doing that a little bit later on. But not before we deliver the fast 5 stories that you need to know before you wake up and take a bite out of your morning toast.
We have a very well-rounded group of stories for you today. We're not going to talk about how Meghan Markle turned 37, even though she did.
By the way, she's older
than Kate.
And William, or no? Or around the same age as William?
I read that, but I didn't fact check it.
Yeah, so interesting.
And you know what else I wanted to fact check, and we'll get into this? The age difference between Scott and Sophia versus Courtney and Eunice.
Yeah.
Because I think it's actually the same.
We need to dive deep into...
That's our second story.
Oh, okay. She's a year older than Prince William. Oh my God, Margot just fact checked it for us.
That's
Thank
so
you. I forgot we
crazy.
had a fact checker.
So when they go around the table at Thanksgiving, like in birth order, she goes first to say what she's thankful for.
That really is so bizarre. I don't know if there will ever come a time where I'll stop talking about Meghan Markle. Do you know what I mean?
No, and I hope not. Because
I think this is the way people were with Princess Diana. Like Kate, I couldn't stop talking about her when it was happening, but like, I haven't spoken about her in a while because she's just like normal and like lives her life. Like I will never stop talking about Meghan Markle. I don't think the obsession will ever run dry.
But as people who are devoted to premium content, we very much appreciate her.
Totally.
Okay, first up, Demi Lovato has spoken out since her overdose. She released a lengthy statement on Instagram, and I'm going to read the whole thing for you because her words deserve to be heard.
Okay, I thought it was like a little generic.
Do you want me to just do cliff notes?
No, you can do it.
I've always been transparent about my journey with addiction. What I've learned is that this illness is not something that disappears or fades with time. It is something that I must continue to overcome and have not done yet. I want to thank God for keeping me alive and well. To my fans, I am forever grateful for all your love and support throughout this week and beyond. Your positive thoughts and prayers have helped me navigate through this difficult time. I want to thank my family, my team, and the staff at Cedars-Sinai who have been by my side this entire time. Without them, I wouldn't be here writing this letter to all of you. I now need time to heal and focus on my sobriety and road to recovery. The love you have all shown me will never be forgotten, and I look forward to the day where I can say I came out on the other side. I will keep fighting. Heart, Demi. I got a little choked up.
Yeah, literally. I don't know. I think that this gave me like a vibe that she didn't write it, which I totally understand because like she's busy. Like honestly, writing a statement is like not a priority right now, and it shouldn't be. But this probably is like a lot of her like true fans is like need to hear from her. But I mean, there's no way that she wrote this. It was like so publicist-y, and I don't care. I just like I read it, and when I got a notification, they're like Demi spoke out, and I was like ooh ooh ooh, and then I saw it. I'm like. Meh.
I have to be honest, I've seen this statement so many times now. I saw it when she posted it. I saw it on the toast. I posted it too. We posted it at the exact same time. Yes.
We do that all the time. We both run the morning
when
toast
it's
Instagram.
Like breaking
so when
news.
It's breaking, like one of us gets it like 10 seconds before, and like the likes start to come in, so you have to delete the other one.
Yeah, which was fine, but I have to be honest, this is the first time I actually read it.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't read it. That was the first time I'm hearing it.
And you know, it's very cookie cutter. She said what she had to say. I'm thinking of her. I'm with her. I know she's not on her phone right now writing a note to us.
Right.
But her people are, and that's important.
And that's good enough.
I just want her fans to be okay too, because I feel like I'm an adult and I can handle this. But I feel like some of her fans can't.
Did you see that like Atlantic City Memorial? She was scheduled to do a show there, and like a lot of the people still showed up, and they just like hung out and sang Demi.
That's actually very cute.
Yeah, no, it was that cute.
And sounds fun.
Yeah, like camp.
Because like a concert could really just be press play on an iPod.
Right, no one would know the difference. And by the way, sometimes concerts are pressing play on an iPad.
Right.
Yeah. Like I said, like the comments on her Instagram, like this is not my favorite part, but like what I'm really enjoying is watching the outpouring of love from literally every single celebrity. Like there isn't one person who has Kim said anything?
I think so.
Okay. I just love like watching all the celebrities just like back her up.
They're Demi strong.
They're Demi strong. There isn't one celebrity, I don't think, that could garner this much like outpouring of love from every celebrity from like every walk of life, from like music, from reality TV.
And I love how everyone loves her, but yet she's not boring. You know, usually you have to be like a boring, plain person in order to be liked by everyone.
Right.
But she's very outspoken.
Dynamic.
She's on those late night Twitter rants.
She is.
And people still love her. And you know what? Get you a girl who can do both.
Get you a girl who can do both.
We'll continue to update this story as it develops, but for now, I feel like she really needs privacy, and I'm gonna do my best to give it to her. Like only talk about it
when necessary.
When there's something new to say.
I realized that we jumped into the Fast Five before, like me talking about myself for a while, which is what I usually like to do, and I didn't really get to talk about my trip.
Do you want to talk about it?
It's because you didn't ask me.
Because I asked you in the car.
Yeah, you did. When we talk in the car, it's bad. It ruins the show.
But then we show up here and we're not supposed to talk, and then it's weird, like we're being fake.
Yeah, we are, but like we ruin all of our good convo.
Okay, how was Colombia?
It was good. Honestly, being there at the same time as Boat from Hell, just like in the same country, was just like such an experience.
Poetic.
So amazing for me, and there was no one around me who could like feel how crazy it was.
Yeah.
Because the wedding was one of Ben's, I'm friends with them too, but it really is like Ben's friend. So it was a lot of boys, and like my girlfriends weren't there. My friend Abe was there, but he doesn't watch Real Housewives of New York.
What?
I know. He's a boy.
That's so not like him though.
Is it?
I feel like he would really appreciate like the
Oh, he would, but
the
like
specialness.
He's just like, I'm a boy, can't watch, Like, yes you can, bitch. And he would love it. But so no one really like could get how excited I was to be there at the time. the boat from hell ride. But it was great. Like, honestly, I spent $100 the whole weekend. Like, I was there for 4 days. It's just so crazy, like, the difference between living in New York and living in Bogota. Like, I can't.
I have a question for you. So you were traveling a lot. Like, you had long plane rides. Did you listen to the toast?
Okay, such a great question. I have the Patreon episode of you and Dana downloaded on my phone because I have so many flights, and I downloaded it before my Phoenix flight. But before my Phoenix flight, I was delayed 7 hours, and there was only one flight out of New York, and I got on it, and they upgraded me to first class. So, like, I was literally so happy that I spent the whole plane ride just looking out the window and smiling and feeling grateful to be on this plane and being alive, that I was so busy being happy that I couldn't.
But that's about Phoenix. That was a while ago.
No. So I have it on my, and I'm like, I'm gonna listen to it, but no, I don't.
Okay, just curious.
And I've been on the plane twice when it's on, and I try to stream it, but the Wi-Fi is not doable.
No, it's just like you're now commuting. You have these long stretches of time. That's when people usually enjoy the toast. I'm just curious if you're actually a toast consumer yourself.
No, I'm not, because I only like to watch the toast. I don't like to listen. I hate the sound of my own voice, and like sometimes like I don't really like to watch me. So if I'm on it, I'd never watch an episode that I'm on ever. I know you like to watch it every day. I never watch.
When we first started, I used to watch it back, like game tapes, like to see how we could get better. Yeah. And now this is just who we are, and it seems like you guys like
it's not getting better.
We're doing okay.
But, okay, so I flew Avianca, which is like the airline of Bogota, and I just have to say, terrible, terrible airline. And not that I expected much, just horrible customer service. Me and Ben flew back 6 hours with no air conditioning. Ben was dying. He kept lifting up his shirt and making me feel the sweat between his rolls. Like, it was so disgusting. But they had amazing movies. Guess what I watched?
Room.
What's your number? Yeah, they had it.
Oh my God. I watched such an amazing movie this weekend that I have to tell you about.
Me too. Okay. Wait, so I watched What's Your Number? And
What's Your Number is one of the most underrated romantic comedies of all time, right up there with The Other Woman.
I couldn't agree more. And then at the end, they played Neon Lights by Natasha Bedingfield. I was like, holy shit, I love this album. Then I started listening to the album because I had like forgotten about it. And that was like the first time in my life I ever listened to an album in full and like really loved it. So I was just like, I was on a high on the way there. And I sat next to my friend Abe, who like I never get to see him. We just had like such quality time together. And he was watching this movie. And I had just finished my like dumb romantic comedy, and he's watching that movie with John Krasinski and Emily Blunt.
The Quiet Place.
He let me, I put in a headphone, we watched together for like the last 40 minutes, and honestly the last 40 minutes is all you need to see.
They can't talk.
Exactly. Jackie, it is the craziest movie ever. I had no idea what it was about. It's like technically a horror movie, but it's not. It's like suspense. It was fucking wild. Like, I was shook on the plane. Like, there's just this one scene everyone knows, like the birth scene.
Where she has to give birth in silence?
Yes.
I didn't even know that was a thing. I just saw it in the commercials. I'm like, that sounds crazy.
Basically, the point of the movie is that, like, these people took over the world, and you can't talk. You can't make any sound. And if you do, these, like, gremlins come out and eat you. And their daughter is deaf. And it's like, Jackie, it's such a fucking wild movie. And I don't even want to watch it from the beginning. I'm, like, satisfied with the experience that I had. But then, on the way back, the flight never ended. Never fucking ended. And I've been putting off watching Room because Ben watched it on a plane next to me once, and he was so distraught by it. And then, like, I know what it's about, and it just seems like a fucking sick, disgusting movie.
No, it's like my worst nightmare.
Yes, and, like, I've just been putting it off. I'm like, I know it's a good movie, but, like, why do I want to give myself a pit? But I'm on this plane, and I'm like, I have nothing to do but, I guess, give myself a pit, and I watched it. And I just have to say a couple things.
But don't spoil it, because I think it should be the next Toast movie of the week, because I've never seen it, and as Jacob Tremblay's #1 fan, I need to see it.
All I was going to say was that I'm really shocked that Jacob Tremblay was not nominated for an Oscar. And, like, she was great. What's her name?
Brie Larson.
Brie Larson. I was going to say Alison Brie. She was great, and she definitely deserved to win, too. But, like, just comparatively, I thought he was stronger. And the fact that he wasn't nominated was shocking.
It just goes to show the ageism that exists in Hollywood.
Totally. Okay, we can recap it. Let's make it this week's movie of the week.
No, we have Little Children we're going to discuss on Wednesday because I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. Then next week is The Founder. It's too important not to. And then next week is Room.
Someone wrote on the stream, don't look. I saw The Quiet Place in theaters, and someone brought their baby because it was a silent movie. Like, the kid fell asleep.
Oh, I thought because the baby was crying and, like, that would suck too. No,
like, I guess bringing your baby to the movies is probably hard because it's so loud, like their ears can't handle it. But you bring your baby to the movies because it's a quiet film.
That's nice.
It's a quiet place.
See the artist. So those are the next 3 movies of the week. We'll keep you posted on them. Little Children we discuss on Wednesday. I watched this weekend, speaking of Anna Faris being fantastic, Overboard.
No, Omar, that movie looks fucking dumb as hell.
Okay, here's the thing. We started watching it. It's dumb as hell. Like, the dialogue is so bad. And I guess it's a remake. So you would think it would have some, like, they would remake it because it was a good film to begin with. No, half the movie's in Spanish because, like, there's a lot of Spanish-speaking people. So it's a lot of subtitles, which was nice because it was a little noisy where I was watching. Mm-hmm. So I kind of appreciated that. And at first we were like, what did we just rent? Like, this is horrific. And then towards the end, like, It was pretty good. At one point I cried. It had a lot of
What?
heart. And if you're looking for a dumb movie to watch, like truly dumb, you should watch it. It starts off so bad, but
It was
by the
on my
end,
plane. I'm like, I'm not watching this trash.
no, it's pure trash. But it had a lot of heart, and she's a great actress. The only thing I couldn't reconcile is like she was on Watch What Happens Live recently, being a freak,
Oh.
and I was just like, I know too much now.
Yeah. No, that movie literally looks like the epitome of garbage trash.
No, it's garbage trash, but it had heart. That's the best way to describe it. Trash with heart,
like us.
like us.
Cool.
So I would recommend it. Are you ready to get into the next story? Do you feel good about?
Yeah, I feel good about catching up. The wedding was beautiful.
Basically, when I asked you how was Colombia, all you told me about was the flight.
You know, because
That's the only thing to know.
well, wait, sorry. What was so funny about Room, the reason why I brought it up, wait, sorry, is because like for me, I'm on a plane and like the time never ends. And it's like it was 6 hours. I'm like, it never ends. I'm like, damn, Brie Larson was in that room for 7 years. I'm like, if she
Imagine
could
how she felt.
Yeah, I'm like, if she could stay in this room for 7 years, I could stay in this flight for 6 hours.
Well, thanks for letting me know when she gets out.
Please.
Spoiler.
Wait, did you see it?
No, not yet, but it's next.
Oh,
toaster.
sorry. I thought you saw it. I'm so
Okay,
sorry.
so maybe it's not the next toaster. We'll figure it out. Little children till Wednesday, you guys catch up.
Yeah,
I'm honestly like not looking forward to watching it.
We started a thing called Movie of the Week. It honestly happened very organically, and this week I chose Little Children just because it's a very bizarre movie with very famous people that like never was popular, and it's very hard to find. I've heard people had to buy it on Amazon or Google Play, and it's just a weird ass movie, and I think it'd be funny to discuss.
Okay.
And I should rewatch it because I don't really remember.
I look forward to being like turned around, but I'm not looking forward to watching because it sounds like a horror story. Okay, next up, this is what everyone's talking about. It's the only thing I'm interested in today. Kourtney, Kim, and Khloe Kardashian battle it out on Twitter after keeping up with the Kardashians fight. Families stick together no matter what, and the Kardashians are certainly no exception. After the season premiere of Keeping Up this evening, Kourtney Kardashian took to Twitter to share her thoughts after reliving the sibling battle that's now been seen around the world. So let's just recap the episode because it was everything.
Honestly, if you didn't see it, just still don't listen to this because it's better than the episode. Like.
On Friday, we recapped the clips that were coming out about this fight. So
Yes.
basically,
And honestly, they released the whole fight. Like there wasn't anything on the episode that I hadn't seen on Instagram. And honestly, good for Kardashians for like being in tune with what's necessary in terms of social.
and realizing that like this would get people to watch because it really did. Kim is planning the family Christmas card, which we all saw, and it turned out to be a disaster. And now I understand why. Because I was saying on Friday, she's like giving, like on the one, she's right about everything. Kourtney is the least busy. They shouldn't have to work around her schedule. But at the end of the day, the Christmas cards sucked. They could have taken those pictures in 10 minutes. It was 25 shitty pictures, candids. But the reason why it was like that is because no one could get their shit together.
So Kim, basically, for the past 2 years, they haven't done their iconic Christmas card because it's so hard to get like all 10 of them on the same day available in LA, like in a studio because they all work so much. So Kim was like, this year I want to do it. Like, and honestly, Kim's motive behind it was so sweet. She was like, we have so many kids now, and like it's so nice to have these memories and like these pictures that'll last forever. And it was like super sweet. And everyone was like, I'll do it, but I don't want to help you. And Kim was like, you know what? Kim committed to making it work. So Kendall had a shoot. Khloe is pregnant. Kylie was pregnant. Kim was launching her.
Kylie wasn't in it at all, but she never said she was going to be.
Yep.
Kim is launching KKW Holiday.
Holiday collection, and Kourtney is just being a full-time bitch.
Organic mom.
And Kim's trying to make it work, trying to book the glam, trying to find the studio to do it while the kids are after the kids are in school. She didn't want to pull the kids from school. Very responsible. And Kourtney is just being unbelievably difficult. She will not make any time work that doesn't work for her. And it's not like Kim is like, I have these meetings early in the day that are so important. Like if I don't have them, I won't be able to launch my collection on time. So, and then the kids are in school. So if we do it afterwards, it works for everyone. Kourtney, no meetings, nothing to do, just doesn't want to be home past 6, is making a big cafre diavre about the whole thing. So unaccommodating, refuses to show up, says she's going to leave after 2 hours. Kendall has actual work, so that's why they have to push it even later, and everyone's okay with it, except, of course, Kourtney, the girl who has no job. She is girl with no job.
No, 100%. And I want to say, actually, the MVP of the episode was Kendall. Watching her come from her Adidas shoot, sitting there alone, and then she, like, gave it her all. Like, she was being, like, cute, fun, a really good model, and just, like, a team player.
Right.
I had a new respect for her.
So after all the drama, they did it for Kourtney. They went according to Kourtney's schedule. She was still such a bitch on set, and then Kendall showed up like late night when everyone was gone, and it was like sad.
It made me sad, and like she was such a good sport about it. And I was talking shit about Kendall on Friday, and I have less shit to talk today because she's a team player.
Team player.
And as I love Kylie so much, like she's truly my favorite, but she's not on the show anymore, which is really hard for me because I love her. And she's like not being a team player, which isn't. I feel like she has her reasons. Like the show must be really hard for her to do, like mentally, just have people in her life all the time. But this is the Kardashians. I want to see all of you guys being sisters.
Yeah, no, I hate that she's not on the show, and it seems like everyone's kind of okay with that. And that's what Kourtney was saying. So there were so many interesting nuggets.
My God.
Okay, in their fight, so people keep saying, like, this is for press, and it is. And I thought the tweets last night were definitely for press, but this fight was so real because you could tell when Kourtney can't stop crying, you know, when we fight and, like, you start to cry, and it's not even like you're that upset, you just can't stop crying because it's family. Like, it was so real, and I don't believe anyone who says this fight was fake. The tweets were definitely stupid and fake, but this fight was so real, and they were saying little nuggets of information that were just
so
astonishing.
So telling.
Kourtney said, if I had enough money, I wouldn't do this stupid, disgusting show. Like Kylie. Kylie has enough money. She doesn't need to do the show.
So and Kourtney doesn't have enough money. That's one thing to know.
Remember, like a couple years ago, they signed a 10-year deal for $100 million, and they definitely all split it in certain ways. Kylie's definitely not taking that anymore because she's like, that's what Kourtney was saying. If I had enough money, I wouldn't do this stupid, disgusting show. Like the shit she was saying about her family, like, okay, that stuff, like the people, that's what the public says. Like they're disgusting and have no values. And fine, if you feel that way, that's a fair assessment. But to like enjoy the fruits of your sister's labor, like you live in a huge mansion and have a ton of money for doing virtually nothing off of Kim's back and off of Kim's sex tape, like you can't enjoy that while also saying your family's disgusting and has no values and you want nothing to do with them. Pick a lane. No. You either hate your family and are not going to enjoy anything that they give you, fair, honorable, or shut up and go to the shoot.
Totally. And when Kim was like, this is all her therapist talking, like, because who would say that about your own family, like, without someone having told that to you about your family?
Who thinks that about their family?
She definitely goes to her therapist. She's like, I'm Kourtney Kardashian, and I'm struggling. And she was like, well, you're in a disgusting family, so no wonder.
Right.
And so she comes back, I'm in a disgusting family. I don't want to be a part of it.
And, like, it was just, there were so many things that, like, were just so real. Like, you know, like, we're very similar in the sense, like sometimes you're like in a bad mood and like you're mean and then everyone like gangs up on you and it gets worse. Like that happens.
It spirals.
So when Kourtney's sitting on the deck outside, she's like being mean about the furniture and like you like that was so bitchy and it was like it doesn't seem like a big deal, but like when you're in that position, like when you're in like a bad place and you're just being mean to everyone for literally no reason and then like everyone starts to hate you and then it literally turns into a fight, like that is so real.
That is so real, except I really don't relate to that. Like none of us ever just show up like and start swinging insults.
No, not insults, but like if you're in a bad mood and you're like quippy and you rub someone the wrong way, then it turns into insults. But like if you just like I definitely
rubbed her the wrong way. She just like showed up the wrong way.
Yeah, totally.
Because she just is the wrong way.
Yeah, no, and I can't believe like Twitter is very much on Kourtney's side because they're saying like that you're mom shaming her because
she's mom shaming Kim.
Essentially, if you say that you're a mom, like you win the argument. I don't know.
Kim's a mom too. She's saying that Kim's a bad mom and doesn't care.
Right, and she's like, and that's what she was tweeting at Kim. She's like, no, I mean we're just different moms. Like basically saying like I'm a better mom because I want to make my kids
hands-on.
Right, and I don't agree with that, and that's mom shaming. And like, good for you, Kourtney. Like you have the ability, the luxury to decide not to work, but that's not the case for everyone.
So many moms don't have that luxury.
Right.
Also, what was so interesting when Chloe was like telling her that all she needs to do is be on time, like when Kim was sitting on Kourtney's couch, I was like, wow, it's so cute. They just like hang out like that, even when they're not getting along.
That's work.
That's the work that she's talking about.
I was thinking the same thing.
Filming. And here's the thing, no one else is filming. So if Kourtney really, like, when Kourtney doesn't film, it's just on Kim and Chloe, and like, Kim is the busiest one of them all.
And Chloe,
and that's
honestly,
why we get so many dumb scenes with Jonathan and Malika, because no one else.
And Scott and Cece.
Except I thought that was interesting.
Me too.
Why won't they say Sophia's name? When Kim was like, when Kendall and Kylie were hanging out with your girlfriend 10 years ago, did you ever think she would be dating Kourtney's boyfriend? I was dead.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'd rather see Sophia on the show right now than Kourtney.
Same. No, Kourtney's pissing me off so much. And it's like with Carol and Bethany. Like, I can't believe there are people who disagree with me. Like, I can't believe that there are people who are on Team Kourtney.
Because it just seems like she has her priorities in order, but it's a front.
By the way, I didn't know that she didn't go to Kim's baby shower. Like I didn't realize at the time.
Me neither.
I thought it was going to be like a clickbait, and then she gets there.
Yeah, no, that's
unforgivable.
Yeah, that's unforgivable.
Like that's where it's like you're a sister, so like no matter how mad you are, of course you still come.
That's crazy.
She
really doesn't want to be a Kardashian anymore when it's like, then what the fuck would you be being?
Bitch, I know a whole line of people who would switch spots with you. Hello.
We're ready.
So ungrateful.
Ready, willing, and able.
And like, I'm just like, I'm so annoyed because I feel like, and there's clips for when the fight continues. Like, it apparently takes over the whole season, and Kourtney's like going through something.
Right, and we're gonna find out
what it is
she's going
like,
through.
why she's so inherently unhappy. But she
Maybe
says
she's just taking too many vacations
she's
with
like,
her boyfriend.
I'm not interesting to look at. Do you see what people on the internet say about Kim versus me? Like,
oh, is that what she said?
yes. And first of all, I have something to say. You definitely say things in anger when you're in a fight. When Kim said she's not even that interesting to look at, okay, definitely mean, but like, I just want to say, like, that is not that mean.
No, it's not that mean. Because
I wish someone would say you're not that interesting to look at.
It's actually
that means you're not ugly. You're not extraordinarily beautiful. You're just average looking. I would love to just be like average. Like, I would love for someone just to look at me and be like, oh, cool.
No, in the context of the Kardashians, it's actually kind of a compliment because the rest of them are almost like cartoons. So she's the least cartoonish of them all. That's a compliment. Like, there really is nothing. And I think Kourtney would agree with that like, Kendall's the tallest. Kylie is like lips, interesting. Khloe is very interesting to look at, and Kim and her booty.
Totally. Like, I didn't think it was that big of a deal, but her acting like it was like this devil, like the worst thing she ever heard. Like, relax, bitch. Like, I was getting so heated and so invested, and they were getting a ton of shit like after the episode for just being like a big fake press machine, and they are. And those tweets, like the fake fighting on Twitter, was definitely stupid. But this fight was so real. As someone who has sisters and who has fought, it was so real. Like when Kourtney was like,
it was almost too real.
When Kourtney couldn't stop crying in the kitchen, like, you know what that's like when you can't get your words out because you just can't stop crying. Like, I know what that's like.
It's like stuff like this. Like, I actually can't believe that they air it.
I thought the same thing.
But I guess because it happened so long ago, it's like not fresh for them anymore. And
no, and they learned a long time ago that sacrificing a little bit of your ego for the sake of the show goes a long way. And they stopped caring a while ago. So it doesn't surprise me, actually, that they let this, like, deep fight. Like, if we had a reality show, we would, like, be so fake. We wouldn't let our real fights. We'd just, like, hee, and then we'd fight off camera.
After, 10 years of being, like, we would. Because who cares? If people know that we fight versus, like, we have millions and trillions of dollars.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll be fighting in my mansion.
But I guess that's how you, like, lose some of your values. Like,
I guess, like Kourtney's saying.
I could see how they go.
No, she was being so annoying, really pissing me off, and, like, it was honestly, like, I haven't felt that way about an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians since Kim's robbery. Like, really invested. Like, the show's a little, like, useless now.
And I feel like this season's going to be, like, really hard because only the three of them are filming.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. So, yeah, when Kourtney doesn't want to film, Kim has, like, a business and a life. And honestly, the entire lifetime of the show, Khloe has carried the show on her back in the sense that she goes everywhere. She went to the Hamptons. She went to Miami. She went to New York. She did Khloe and Lamar. She's on every fucking episode. She's never not been on a season.
Even when she's living in Cleveland, she comes back to film and
she
is still on time.
She filmed in Dallas when Lamar was on the Mavericks. Like, home girl, and by the way, like, as she should, like, she's enjoying the fruits of the family's labor, and she's putting in the work.
No,
like,
I agree.
That's how it works.
There were a few seasons where Kim took a backseat because she didn't want her kids on it.
Yep. And Kanye didn't want to be on it.
And I think Kim, like, really has a lot of respect for Khloe because she realizes that about Khloe.
It's just so interesting how the dynamics shift because years ago, Kourtney and Khloe were, like, so close, and they used to be so mean to Kim. And basically, it's like they've reversed. Like, Kim used to be super emotional, and Kourtney would, like, make fun of her for, like, having feelings. And Kourtney was, like, this hard, like, Scott can't get to me. Like, I'm a heartless bitch. And now it's literally opposite. Like, nothing Kourtney said got to Kim at all. And Kourtney was being, like, so overly emotional. It's been really switched.
I think Kim has, like, been proven that she's, like, right, that she's working so hard for her family, and she's earned the right to say what the fuck
she really has.
Not even what she wants, just what's obvious.
I don't need to buy her shoes. I bought her a fucking career. The greatest line ever. So true. Who was that about? Kourtney, right?
Yeah,
or Kendall?
for sure. I think it was about Kourtney.
That's about
Okay. We need to move on because we have such a busy show.
I literally can't.
We have such a busy show. We'll take the next stories really quickly. Update on the Brady Bunch house.
Really quickly. So, I'm sorry. But Kris Jenner getting involved, like, Kourtney, you are being annoying. Like, she's supposed to be the mom.
That was before things got escalated, though.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, she did have Kourtney's back. She did an okay job because she doesn't have much power there.
No, but moms are really supposed to be neutral. And when at Kim's birthday dinner, when she was like, it's fine, I got 10 years of being your favorite, Kylie's your favorite now. It's so funny how they're so mean. Also, their new aesthetic intro, and then between every scene's like with the film, it was making me a little nauseous. I love that song, that Kanye song, so I love that they used it. But the flipping of the old school film was making me nauseous.
Oh, usually that didn't make me nauseous, and usually it would. Okay, update on the Brady Bunch house. As we reported, it was for sale. Lance Bass said they accepted my offer on the Brady Bunch house, but in an unfortunate turn of events, he is no longer the proud owner. He said he was feeling heartbroken after learning he was outbid by an apparent Hollywood studio. He said, "How is this fair or legal?" Bass wrote in a lengthy social media post. "How can I compete with a billion-dollar corporate entity?
Yeah.
I truly believe I was used to drive up the price of the home, knowing very well that this corporation intended on making their offer, and it's not a good feeling. I feel used, but most importantly, I'm hurt and saddened by this questionable outcome." That's fucking sad.
Okay, that's what you get for like making a whole media store before you have signed paperwork.
That's what you get
How
for
dumb.
counting your chickens before they hatch.
Yeah, like, oh my God, my boob is so itchy. Sorry. Yeah, like honestly, Lance Bass was just a thirst monster and he couldn't keep the thirst inside any longer. But like, go into escrow, bitch, before you make your statement.
I agree.
That's what you get.
And the
even though I
studio's
do that all the time, and we do that all the time. We like announce things before they're real.
We really don't. Like, we really try not to, but we do the best that we can, but this isn't as big as a home. And Lance Bass, you played yourself.
How much did Lance Bass bid? Did they say?
I don't
Was
think
any
so.
of it public?
Well,
No.
it was $1.8 million they were asking for.
Like, how does Lance Bass have any money? Like, he's done a good job of remaining relevant post NSYNC, even though literally the only other member who's remained relevant is Justin Timberlake for obvious reasons. So it's admirable, but I don't find that he's like working a lot. Like, I don't know how he has money. Like, he's friends with Kris Jenner, so that's really kept him alive, especially on Instagram. But what does he do?
Is he married?
Yeah, and he's like a fake host, you know?
Yeah. I don't know.
So, I mean, I'm a fake host, and I'm not purchasing a house for 1.8. I would love to.
Give it some time, sis.
Yeah.
You never know. Okay, next up, because we're moving right along. 395 people were sickened in McDonald's salad outbreak.
That's what you get for ordering a salad at McDonald's.
It's really true. Federal health officials reported Thursday an additional 109 cases of Cyclospora infection in an ongoing outbreak linked to McDonald's salads that began in May. The total number of laboratory-confirmed illnesses from this outbreak is now 395, according to a statement from the U.S. FDA. At least 16 of the sick individuals have been hospitalized.
Honestly, like, seriously, that's what you get for ordering a salad like an asshole at McDonald's.
Totally. Like, they're not...
It's not the place.
It's not the place, and they're clearly not prioritizing their salads, nor should they.
Like, if you want a healthy alternative on a budget, like, there are places now. It's not like the only option is McDonald's.
For sure.
Remember
that
when McDonald's...
the shaker?
That's what I was going to say.
Like, that's what you get McDonald's for getting rid of the shake salad.
Wait,
what was
that's
it
so
called?
weird.
Because it's the only, like, McDonald's
yeah,
salad
like, they had
thing.
like a salad in a cup and you would like shake it with the dressing.
It was fucking genius.
Yeah.
The shake and bake.
I don't know what it was called. Wait, that was so weird that we just like said the same thing at the same time.
I mean, it's because we've had the whole same life experience, so that's the same thing that comes to mind for both of us.
That is true. We've had the whole same life experience. So interesting.
So interesting.
You know what's even wilder, and I was talking about with Ben, because you wrote in the chat that this week or this month is your 20-year friendship anniversary with your friend Margot.
It's in a year, but we're coming up on our 20-year friendship anniversary.
Because you guys met at camp when you were 6.
In the year 2000.
Said I've been to the year 2000.
Hey.
Not much has changed, but they lived underwater. That's a great song. That just makes me feel old, you know?
It makes me feel so old. Like, I have a 20-year friendship. I feel like that's what Kris Jenner says about her friends.
I don't have a 20-year friendship. Like,
She's my oldest friend.
Right. I don't have that. Like, the friend that I've known the longest.
That you've been friends with the longest.
Right. And that I'm still friends with today.
Right,
that's the hard
piece.
part.
That's why I cherish our friendship so much. She
Like,
knew me way back when.
Kristen. Oh, that's a good call. Because we knew Kristen when we were like 10.
No, we were still at Viga when we were 10. Kristen and I became friends in the year 2010. We're coming up on 10 years.
No, because...
Yes, we were counselors together.
Yeah, but we knew her before.
No, doesn't count.
Okay, fine.
It's when the friendship started.
So yeah, like my real friends are my friends from like the 8th grade, which like isn't that long ago.
When did
I was
you
in
graduate?
8th grade in 2008. You want to know what's so funny?
So you've had them for 10 years.
When I was in like grades, the year always aligned. Like in 8th.
You told us this before, and it's very nice for
well,
you.
since we have so many new toasters, I'll tell them.
Now it's helpful for me because that makes me realize that I'm 2 years after.
So every year when I was in a grade, like in the 3rd grade it was 2003, and in the 4th grade it was 2004, and I thought that's how like it worked for everyone. I just didn't realize like my years and grades lined up, and now it's so easy for me to remember what grade I was in what particular year because it's like 4th grade 2004.
Oh, that's convenient for me.
4th grade 2002.
No, 4th grade, well, 2001 to 2002, because I remember 9/11 happened in the 4th grade, and then I take it from there.
Well, yeah, the first 3 months, like September, October, November, those don't really count for me because then it was the year before, but whatever.
Right, so it's so hard. Anyways, congratulations on my almost 20-year anniversary.
That's crazy.
But it's in a long time, but we're just realizing we're coming up on it. It's just so nice to have old friends, you know?
It really is. I don't
just
have
someone
any.
who knew me like before I even had a personality.
Yeah.
Has watched me go through every phase of my life.
That's so true.
And we've ebbed and flowed. We went to college. There were probably like a year stretches we didn't see each other.
Right.
But now we're back to where we used to be.
No, but like you guys, when we lived in Long Island, you guys used to meet on the highway, like halfway between, because she lived in the city and we lived in Long Island. You guys used to meet halfway.
Yeah, at a Dunkin' Donuts. That's how important our friendship was to us. Like, we used to make our parents organize it.
That's
Because
so
we were
cute.
just little pipsqueaks.
Totally.
So, it's just nice. Love
And
you,
I used to see her
Margot.
like every week.
We had such a nice weekend together in
You
the Hamptons.
looked really nice when I was on my 6-hour plane ride, like you were in the Hamptons.
It's fine. I took a 3-hour jitney last night.
Oh my God, torture. The Ginny's
But
not so
I
bad. Did you
actually
do the
slept.
ambassador?
No, I did the luxury line. There was nothing
Yeah.
luxurious about it.
But have you been on the regular one?
No.
Okay.
I slept pretty much
It's
the
like
whole
$10
time.
more and it's so worth it.
Yeah.
Did it pass out good snacks, goldfish?
I was sleeping. So, another win. Fifth and final story before we get into
Dear Toasters.
Peloton raises $550 million at a valuation of $4 billion.
What?
You know what Peloton is, right?
That
It's like
stupid bike?
at-home Soul Cycle.
Oh my God. That is so stupid. How much does one Peloton cost?
Probably a couple G's.
Right. That's like 10 years of Soul Cycle. And then Soul Cycle, you get to make friends. I don't know.
No, I don't know. I think it's definitely worth it. Some people, it's great for people who don't have a Soul Cycle nearby.
Or people who work from home.
Right, like moms.
Yeah.
Or Shannon Bedore, and then she can't get off her
Amy
bike.
Schumer does it.
Really?
She did an Instagram once. It's so funny. I did, when I was engaged, I did this shoot for The Knot, and it was like engaged influencers from like every different like genre category. I was obviously like humor. And there was a girl from fitness, and there was a WNBA player, and the girl from fitness, they all like, I'm not trying to be a bitch, like they all had like, 100,000 followers. So like, I didn't really know any of them.
Sade has showed up to the set.
And the fitness girl, for some reason, I see her everywhere, like on Instagram. She's killing it. And she's a Peloton instructor, and Amy Schumer put up a picture, like she's like, Peloton at the girl. And I'm like, wait, is that the girl I did the shoot with? And she's like one of the most famous instructors on Peloton.
That's so cool. You know the first time I heard about Peloton, so I've like known about it for a long time?
Where?
Nicole Brookman's mom, Michelle.
She did it.
She was like an early adapter of Peloton, so I've been
They have
following.
commercials. That's how I heard about it.
Well, it's $3,000 for a bike, we found out.
Oh,
and
shit.
that really adds up because
And for
today,
that reason, I'm out.
Well, they're like
For
a
men-
perfect Shark Tank. This is Shark Tank come to life.
Oh my God.
Peloton today announced its Series F funding of $550 million. That brings the total amount raised, according to Crunchbase, to $994.7 million. According to the announcement, this round puts Peloton's valuation at $4 billion. It was just last May the company hit unicorn status. TCB led the round with other participation in the round from Tiger Global, remember these names, True Ventures, Wellington Management, Fidelity, NBC Universal, and Kleiner Perkins, along with new investors, Felix Capital and Winslow Capital.
We got to get some of these VCs up to watch
in
the toast.
I wonder if the NBC Universal investmentship had anything to do with Shannon Bedore getting stuck on her bike.
I don't know.
That would be real vertical integration, Jack Donaghy.
It really would be.
Only Jack Donaghy would
But
think
wait,
of that.
speaking of Shark Tank,
I know.
I'm catching up on the most recent season. Shark Tank is literally my favorite show, and I just think there's so much to be said about it. And I'm almost done, and I'm loving. They've done a great job of incorporating guests. But last night I saw an update on. By the way, the Shark Tank updates are the best part of the episode. I wish they should have a whole separate show just on updates because I find it wildly interesting. And there was the guys from Plated, and I didn't know that Plated was on Shark Tank. I don't remember that episode, but apparently they signed a deal with Mark Cuban. And they did the update, and they're like, hey, we signed with Mark Cuban. I'm like, oh, what did you guys do together? But the deal never went through. It's so interesting, and they don't tell you that. And I think BuzzFeed did an article once, like 10 things you don't know about behind-the-scenes Shark Tank. 50% of the deals don't go through, because people like lie. How do you know that those people are telling the truth on the show, like that their margins are so-and-so? So people lie. I guess people change their minds. I don't know. They didn't end up doing a deal with Mark Cuban, but because of the show and because it was a good product, Plated ended up taking off relatively well after Shark Tank. And on their way to the top, they ran into Kevin O'Leary, and he ended up investing with them. He stole Mark's deal. And literally, like a couple months ago, Plated was sold to Albertsons for $300 million, and they're on track to do $1 billion in revenue this year. So I just thought that was like the most wild update ever. And I'm loving watching Shark Tank, and I love that they move some of the people around. Robert Herjavec is now at the front.
Love him.
The worst. The absolute worst. The worst shark.
He's not the worst shark.
Who's the worst shark?
Depends on the day, really. But sometimes, like, Mr. Wonderful is just too mean for me.
No, oh my God, he is so epic.
And Damon, like, doesn't do much for me.
I used to love Damon, and now I'm really over him. He seems like super disinterested, like he doesn't even want to be there. He very rarely invests. Like, and I always make fun of Robert for not investing, but Damon, like, never invests. But the thing about Damon is he has really good reasons for not investing. Like when Robert wants to go out, he always repeats what like Mark says. He's like Mark said, I just don't think the cell's a problem. Or, Barbara said it best, the quality is not there for me. Like he never comes up with his own original reason as to why he's not investing. He just sees other people doing it. And he's never the first to go out. He's always like the third or the fourth.
As a shark, he's not the sharkiest.
No, Mark is the sharkiest.
But as a person, like he's the one I would probably want to have as a friend.
No, I would
wanna
love
have,
to
like,
be
Mark
Cuban's friend. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I wish they did more than one episode with Bethany because I thought she was great. And
I think they'll bring her back because the reception has been so positive on the
and
Morning
because
Post.
she's friends with all of them now. She went to the birthday
Yeah.
party. I don't know. I want to see more. I like Rohan. I think he's really smart.
Me too.
I feel like he has potential to be a full-time shark.
For sure, because he brings in an area of expertise and a specific like branding expertise that the others, they probably have branding consultants on their team. Like,
Yep.
I just feel like he has a lot of vision.
It's actually really interesting how they all kind of have their own
niche.
Like Mark is like tech, software, anything digital, sports. Yeah. Barbara is, I don't know. Damon is like clothes, anything material, texture, textiles. Mr. Wonderful is wine and education, like anything, because he sold his first
and also
company.
just good products.
Yeah.
Lori is very much home.
Lori, I find.
Consumer goods.
Lori is, I think, the unsung hero. I think it's very hard to be a woman on the show. And she's the only full-time woman. Barbara rotates out, and Barbara like very rarely invests in stuff, and she's like half in, half out. Lori is the only full-time woman. I think that she has such a good eye, and I find her to be just like really smart, and I really trust her. And she doesn't listen to what other people say and then follow along. She's really like her own independent thinker.
For sure. We need to get into beer toasters.
Okay, fine.
Like, I'm actually getting stressed out.
I know, me too, because we just have so much to do.
And we need to talk to Dominique, and there's just so much to do. And we need to give you guys advice. It's too important not to.
Dear Toasters. Okay, ready?
Ready.
Hi, Claudia and Jackie. So I work, by the way, deartoasters@gmail.com if you want us next week to talk about some of your problems. And it's all anonymous, don't worry. So I work at a financial institution with a bunch of fellow toasters. Between the stocks and bonds and handling of millions of dollars of other people's money, we have to stay in tune with what's necessary and meet at the water cooler at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time.
I love you guys.
This is so interesting. So we had a new sales hire recently, John Serhant. He's Ryan Serhant's younger brother from Salt Lake Serhant on Bravo. Being huge Bravo bingers as it is, we are all slightly dying that we're at work with a D-list celebrity's brother. He's B-list, I would say.
Yeah.
I just really need to approach it in some way because I feel like he has to know some behind-the-scenes details. I know if I don't address this soon, I'm going to get drunk at an after-work function and say something ridiculous and demand Andy Cohen's phone number. Please advise and let me know how we should handle. Should I confront him about it and try to get some premium content? Between the excels and the training, things aren't really popping here and we need a distraction. Keeping it toasty, Sally and the gang at the water cooler.
So cute. Yeah, you guys go up to him. He's new. He's probably like looking to make friends. He's probably so excited that you guys even know who he is, let alone who his brother is. You probably are all like so cute, and he's probably like, oh my God, I'm the coolest kid.
But it's not like his brother's Leonardo DiCaprio, and like you have to be private. Ryan Serhant, he's probably so excited.
Go broach the subject. And honestly, if you wait till you're drunk and you bring it up, he's gonna think you guys are like mega fans, and like it's just Ryan Serhant. Like,
just go up. This is the best way to do it. Okay, you be John. Okay.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Sally.
Hey Sally, I'm John.
Hey John. John what?
John Serhant. I just started here. I'm on the sales team.
Oh, cool. Like that guy, Ryan Serhant. I love that show.
Oh, that's actually my brother.
Oh my gosh, no way. That's so cool. Are you guys close?
No, we're estranged. I hate talking about it, so thanks for bringing it up. I'm gonna go cry in the bathroom now.
See, that's worst case scenario, and that wasn't even that bad. Totally go talk to him. Don't wait till an after work function. Being the new person at work is hard, so like I'm sure he's just happy to have an in with some cool peeps who are hanging out at the water cooler. Maybe tell him about the toast. Then you guys can start like a
And
click.
Ryan came on the toast. It's a great segue. Be like, we saw your brother on our favorite morning show. We all watch together 10:30 a.m.
Wanna join
Central
us?
in conference room A. Come join us. That's it. Say, I'll bring the donuts.
I feel like no matter what office building you're in, there's always a conference room A.
Of course.
Okay, here's
Because
another
there
one.
has to be one conference
We have
room.
4. Hi, Jackie and Claudia. I'm about to be a senior in college and have been interning in New York City this summer. The company I'm interning for is a well-known company, and I was so excited when I got the job. I've been here for over a month, and most days I sit at my desk all day bored because they have nothing for me to do. I used to constantly ask if there was anything else I could do, and they never gave me anything, so I felt like I was just being annoying. They are paying me, but it's not at all bad. But it's very frustrating. I'm spending more money to be in New York City than I am making at this internship, and I feel like I'm wasting my time. The other intern I work with feels the same way, and we vent to each other about it all the time. I'm often on my phone because I'm so bored, but I feel like I look like the lazy intern on her phone because it's always but it's only because I'm bored out of my mind. I just can't take the boredom anymore and I need advice. This is such a classic intern problem. I had so many internships throughout college and literally they just hire you because they have to and there's nothing for you to do. And you start off being like, you know, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, like, hey, is there anything I can help with? And you like ask before you could leave and then like they don't even care. So you just like leave at 3 o'clock and like no one's looking for you.
Here's the thing. It's not about you. This company is running. They needed to hire interns. You're a hand when they need it. But it's not about what work you're doing or if you're interested or driven enough by your work. Be grateful that you don't have to do much. You can spend all your time on Facebook. One day you'll have a very demanding job and you'll wish back for these days. Your internship isn't worthless because the only point of having an internship is to say that you had an internship. It doesn't matter what you actually did there.
And
So stop making it about you. You're the intern. You're there when they need you. And enjoy your free time. Why don't you write some short stories or something?
Right, so that's what I was gonna say. I'm like
do your summer reading.
I'm big on time management. Like when I was in college, there were classes, like a lecture, like you don't really listen, you just like sit on your computer. But I would use that, instead of like sitting on my computer for an hour and 15 minutes, I would do my homework from other classes. So by the time I got home, I could just lay and watch TV. Like time management's so important. So like, look, you have an office. You said it's a big company. So you have a state-of-the-art office with printing and Excel. Is there anything you're passionate about? Use it to start a business. Like there's so many people who start businesses, I'm watching Shark Tank, at their desks, like in their other jobs. And nobody cares. Like you're not the only person who has a job that's not fulfilling in terms of like actual workload. So like use your time wisely. Like I think time management, people who manage their time well are like so ahead of the curve.
Your bosses aren't sitting around all day wondering how you're doing and what you should be doing. So like, it's not about you.
Start
Use
a business.
your time wisely and stop complaining. And one day you're going to have more work than you know what to do with, and you're going to wish back for these days of simpleness.
These days. We're just breezing through these. Dear Toasters, this one's super interesting. I've been using dating apps like Tinder and Bumble for a while now. As a trans woman, I feel it's easier and more safe to meet men this way since I clearly state that I'm trans in my bio, so if it isn't for them, they can just keep moving. Anyway, I matched with this guy a couple months ago. We started talking instantly, and he was so sweet, funny, and sincere. After some Facebook stalking, I discovered that I knew his family. Basically, his dad and stepmother are good friends with my parents. Such good friends, in fact, that they were in attendance at my college graduation party a few years ago. I struggled with what to do with this information, but ultimately decided to share what I discovered. He didn't seem to care much at all, but he made it clear that we should keep things just between us. After about a week, we hung out and it was a nice time. We started seeing each other a couple times a week and I started to really like him. We had sex after like 3 weeks and he made it clear again that this is just to stay between us. At first I didn't really mind because I just figured he wanted to be private with his dating life, but now I'm starting to think he doesn't want people to know about it because I'm trans. He made it clear before we found out about our mutual connection that he was looking for more than just a hookup. But after this information surfaced, it doesn't seem like he wants to commit in any way because of it. I asked him what his intentions were with me after a few weeks, and he said we're having fun and just enjoying ourselves right now. And I'm not saying I want him to scream it from the rooftops and tell every single person in his life about me, but I'm starting to fall for him and I don't want to feel this way if it isn't going to be reciprocated. He says he's into me and we have a lot of fun together, but he's not ready to tell people because he's quote unquote private. How do I let him know that I'm not comfortable being his secret without coming on too strong? It's only been about 2 months, so I don't want to seem like a major commitment. Like I want a major commitment, but some validation would make me feel less shitty, for lack of a better term. Thanks, guys. Love you both.
That's tough. That's the worst feeling, like feeling
like someone's ashamed of you.
Yeah.
And this is what I need to know for sure. Did he say he wanted to keep things cool and private before? Because as much as it's a shock to me, there are people who don't want to put their whole lives out there, and I don't understand it.
Has he been saying since the jump of you guys hooking up,
or only when
once
you told
he knew
him
that you had mutual friends?
Right. So that's important, but there's literally a special place in hell for like boys who like are ashamed of girls that they're dating. Like they always they're like, I want to keep it private, and either it's because like they don't think your friends will like you, they don't think you're good enough. Like that's happened many times, and we got a bunch of Dear Toasters like that. And like there's a special place in hell right behind guys who call girls fat. Right behind them, waiting in line to go to hell, is guys who like keep secret relationships because they're like embarrassed of what their friends will think. Do
right.
You know
I'd love to see what you look like.
Right.
Also, I feel like before you really start falling for him, like definitely keep your guard up and also like test him a little bit. If you guys aren't exclusive, but you think he's into you and like he would be upset by the loss of your relationship,
go on a date with someone else.
Go on a date with someone else. Like make it clear that you are seeing other people, and the only way for him to have you all to himself is to lock it down,
right,
and take it public and make it official.
But that's like the worst position to be in, when you have like a legitimate concern, but you don't want to come off as being like, I want to get married, so you don't say it, but then you end up like 6 months down the road like finding out what you thought you already knew, and you could have saved so much time if you'd just been open about it, but then he would have thought you were like crazy.
It's a very delicate balance, and I think that I always just, I'm like open. I would always just like play hard to get, make myself scarce, see how much you're really into me.
Make yourself scarce.
Yeah, you stop answering his text a little bit, because now you're always there when he needs you.
Oh my God, that is literally, like, girls are always just like, they think it's so complicated, you know?
Yeah.
And here's the thing, if you want a guy to like you, you just don't answer their texts. Like the first 3 months that I met Ben, I was so psychotic, texting him, calling him every second, like making him like FaceTime me for hours. Like he definitely thought I was annoying, and rightfully so. And then one day, I just stopped answering. And 2 weeks later, Ben told me he loved me. I swear, it's literally that simple. Boys are so stupid.
Just take hours to respond. Don't, like, if he's like, how are you? Be like, I'm good, thanks. Like, don't ask how are you. Just make yourself scarce.
Don't double text. And like, they'll come around.
You don't have to ignore them because then they'll think you're mad at them, but you don't care enough to be mad at them.
Right, like if you had like tentative plans, like Ben was like, are we going to the movies? I'm like, no, sorry, I'm going to see an apartment with my sister.
Yeah,
That
like your
literally
tentative
happened.
plans weren't enough.
Of a priority.
Important enough for me to remember.
Totally.
Make yourself scarce.
Scarcity is key.
Keep us updated, please.
Totally.
We only have time for 3 Dear Toasters today. I'm so sorry.
No, this one's interesting and it's different. I'm sorry. Hi, Claudia and Jackie. My issue is one of my friends who edits her pictures like a lot and very badly, to the point where even my guy friends who don't notice anything and girls that I'm not even friendly with are noticing and saying something to me and my other friends.
That's hilarious.
To make it worse, if she posts a picture with you in it, she'll Photoshop your face and body too. I tried to approach her once about how she posted a picture of me and my teeth were edited so white and glowing you would have thought my teeth were yellow and rotting, and she was doing her best to help me out. For the record, my teeth are not yellow or rotting. I asked her why she edits her photos when they don't need editing. She immediately got defensive and would not talk to me about it. Since then, the poor picture editing has only gotten more noticeable. My friends and I are unsure how to let her know that other people can tell she's photoshopping her pictures and are low-key making fun of her for it. We want her to know, but we don't want her to get her feelings hurt or get defensive. Do you know of a Photoshop class we can sign her up for? How would you approach the situation?
That's so funny. It seems like you approached it and first of all, people who Photoshop their pictures beyond recognition, like there's some sort of like, one, like lack of self-awareness that you don't realize that is a cartoon, and that's like embarrassing. It seems like you tried to say her in the nicest way possible. You only made it about the teeth and she still got defensive.
Right.
Stop taking pictures with her. Let her embarrass herself because like she clearly thinks that this is okay.
Yeah, but like the key to being a good photo editor is just that self-awareness. Like you need to be able to look at the original and at the edited photo and like look in the background, make sure you're not like whack, like, and just be able to remove yourself for a minute and just look at it as like a third party perspective, you know?
Definitely. And also like, for me, I mean, she would never do this if she's clearly going overboard, but sometimes I'll like leave in something that you would think, why wouldn't she, if she were editing, why wouldn't she take that out? Like
Right.
I'll leave a chunky thigh because you would be like, I might have made the rest of me smaller,
Right.
but if I were editing, why wouldn't I make my thighs
That's
slim?
so true. You just have to go with what's believable.
Yeah, and like just a level of deniability. But anyways, it doesn't seem like there's any saving her. She's gonna have to, you know what she's gonna have to do? She's gonna have to go out on a date. Someone's gonna realize she doesn't look like her pictures. She's gonna learn the hard way, and then maybe she'll stop. But
Yeah.
until then, don't start a fight
I
over
can't
it.
take people who like can't be spoken to. Do you know what I
No.
mean? Like if you have a small problem, even if no matter how big or small, like if someone comes to you in like an honest way and just like has an issue or like confronts you, like, and you just aren't here for it, like I can't take people who are so like not easy to talk
Especially
to.
about something so dumb. Like if you said to me truly, like Jax, like you've been over editing your photos, like I would hear you
And by the way,
loud and clear.
We've definitely said that to each other. I've literally texted Margaret and be like, delete that. Like, we all do it.
We do.
And sometimes you need another person to tell you because you're so involved in the way that you look.
Because you got to zoom out. Like you
Right.
get so into it. You're like, why not make my eyes bigger, lips bigger, teeth whiter? And then you forget to look at it all together.
Right. So it really does help when it comes to this to have someone honest. And that's why you always got to show it to someone else.
Yeah, but she
But
clearly
this girl sounds
doesn't
like a
care.
nightmare.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are gonna take a brief pause and we are gonna go grab our guest, Dominique Penn from WAGS. If you have any questions for her about WAGS, about, I don't know, anything, her Instagram, anything,
Her hubs.
make sure to comment on the Facebook or the YouTube stream and we will do our best to get our questions to her. So just go grab a drink, grab a snack, go to the bathroom, make a poop, whatever, drink
Catch
your
up
morning,
with Sally.
have your morning toast. We'll be back in a couple minutes. Okay, we are back with the gorgeous Dominique Penn. Thank you for being here.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
We were just chatting because you were on Say Yes to the Dress. How long ago?
Oh my God, I would say about 6 years ago.
Oh wow, the show's been on forever.
I mean, forever.
Right, and I was on it too, and I just wanted to hear about your experience. And does your episode replay a lot?
Girl, I think I need like some checks because
Yeah.
my show keeps coming on
Yeah,
over
international.
and over. Yes, over and over and over again. And I didn't even realize that people even kind of now see my mom and they're like, are you really like that? Like, did you not like let your daughter? And I'm like, no, she's really like that in real life, but the dynamic was completely different than how it aired for sure.
I get like messages in like all different languages because they really play it like all around the world, like once a week.
Right.
It's crazy.
Globally.
We're a global brand now.
Yes, international.
So what are you doing in New York?
So I'm in New York at the Jarvis Center at Children's Club because I have a store called Strollers and More, and this is where we do our buying. This is buying season.
Cool.
So I'm buying for our fall and our spring of next year. You know how fashion is.
Yeah.
We're always a season ahead.
Yeah.
So I'm actually happy to be here just looking at everything, seeing the new and the
so
baby trends
cute.
and clothings and items and things like that. So working.
That's amazing.
Point.
Last season was your first season of WAGs.
Yes.
How did you enjoy the experience?
You know, it was a great experience for me because it came like right on time. But I don't think it really just showed who I was. I am a fun person. I'm all about women empowerment. I have my own businesses. And I really felt like they showed a lot of the other women, you know, with clothing lines and photo shoots and all this stuff. And I'm like, hold up, girlfriend. Like, Dominique has a whole bunch going on. You know, I just might not be in the fashion world, but I have a lot going on. I wish they would have showed more of that.
So are you on the next season?
No, Wax is canceled.
Oh my God, Jackie's heart is broken.
Oh my God.
Cancellation.
Just WAGs LA is canceled?
No, the whole franchise.
What happened?
Dead. Breaking news.
Dead breaking news.
No one tells you anything.
No one
you
tells
get
you.
so invested in a show,
But they
and
want
then
to keep
it's
it
over.
quiet.
Yeah, well, I think there was changes to, you know, the head people of E. They brought on a whole new staff and development team, and I don't think it just fit with what they were looking for anymore, so they decided to cancel it.
That is so sad. But Natalie and Olivia are getting their own show, their family show.
That's what I heard.
That's what we read in the trades.
Yeah, I don't know if that's confirmed, but I know they're working on something. If you're hanging out with the Kardashians, you for sure working on something.
So do you know how they all know each other? Because now they're like best friends, and no one can identify how or why.
You know what? They're really big in the beauty world, so I think that's probably how they were able to meet. You know, Kim or
Me too.
Kim, I think,
With
Kim.
KKW Beauty, and then they just hit it off.
And they just hit it off.
That
Can we
makes
talk
sense.
about the planet on your finger?
Oh, this little thing, girl. This
It's
ain't nothing.
insane.
Catch right on.
What?
She's like, no. No, it's okay. Later.
No, you know, it was my wedding ring. You know, that's what he.
It's beautiful.
It's
Thank
really,
you.
really beautiful.
Thank you.
All of the WAGs always had like the nicest rings. They're huge and they're like always falling off to the side because like your small hands like, can't hold.
You know what? And I just always feel like it's just never enough.
Dead.
I'm joking.
Are you nervous when you travel with it?
No, absolutely not.
Insured?
Oh, absolutely. But you know, I'm never really scared to go anywhere. I know like certain places I wear my band, of course, but you know, I really don't look at it like that. It's a part of me. It's a part of who I am now. So it doesn't really make a difference. You know, I'm not scared. I wish somebody would run up. Run up if you want to.
It's a weapon too.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can knock someone out.
I can cut someone's face with this.
Have you?
Maybe. I'm joking.
Next season.
That's
Right,
amazing.
right.
So are you still friendly with the girls from the show? Did you make any new friendships or it was just work?
For me, it was work. My whole time being a WAG per se, I've never really gotten to it with any girls. I've never had any drama. I'm just not that type of person. You know, I'm very straightforward. So all that drama, keek and clacking, that's not me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? However, you do go through things with women because you're meshing personalities, you're gelling and stuff like that. So I can just basically leave the people in WAGs like where they are.
Got it.
Who did
Except
you
for Michelle. Michelle is my boo. But everybody else, they can stay where they are.
Okay.
Got it.
Who did you know coming in?
Michelle.
Just Michelle.
Michelle, because we share the same stylist.
Got it.
And then I met Autumn and Sasha together kind of like at the same time. And then, of course, everyone watched the friendship unfold and kind of unfold.
Yeah,
Right.
that was sad because you could tell there was a lot of history there, and then it's just all over. Mostly probably from the show.
Yeah, I think that anytime you have real friendships, not like just people that you meet from work, but
Right.
real deep friendships, and you experience a lot of things together, like having children, getting married, the things that are very sentimental in someone's life, I think that it's more than TV. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like there was just so many emotions going, and I just feel like a lot of it didn't need to be on TV, and a lot of it needed to be talked outside of TV.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But, I wish them both the best.
And how did you deal with just going from being like a regular gal to like having cameras in your face 24/7 and having like a whole millions of people who like give a shit about what goes on in your life?
You know what? I never understood how people really gave a shit.
Like the tweets.
The tweets, you can't do anything wrong. Like, I can say, for instance, like, I love redhead women.
Yeah.
Why? You don't like brunettes?
Yeah, you're marginalizing blondes.
Right, like, hold up. Like, first of all, I can say that I like redheads, okay? But I really do in real life. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I can say what I like. It has been a different experience for me, but I'm built tough, so it's whatever,
Yeah.
I don't see these people in my face, so they can just keep talking.
How did your husband like being on the show?
I don't really think any man wants to be on a girl's show, so he was always like hesitant. Like, it was one scene where we were in his office and we were talking, and he was just like, I've been here forever.
Right.
And then I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh my God, I can see the energy. Like, you were just like so blah.
Yeah.
But then it's another scene when we're outside playing basketball. We were in our element,
Yeah.
It was cool. I just think no man really wants to be.
That
Right,
happens
and-
a lot, like in Very Cavallari. Like it comes off like the dude is like a dick, but they're not. Like they just don't want to be there. Like understandably.
Yeah.
Saying the same things like,
over and refilming over and taking time out of their day over again, and especially when they're athletes, they're tired. Most of these men, they're working
Totally.
and they're pounding their bodies, to get conditioned. So after that, they have to come and sit in all these cameras. You're like, wait a minute, like, I thought you only said this is only going to be an hour.
Right.
Now I'm here for 5 hours.
And it's 10 seconds on TV.
Right, and I just killed myself at the gym to be ready for the season, and now I'm doing this for you. So, give
It's
or take.
annoying.
It is annoying for them. It is, but thanks for being with me. Claudia.
What is next for Dominique Penn?
Oh, what is next? Everything is next. I'm joking. I just really want my books to flourish. I am a children's author. I have the Many Adventures of Donald children's book series. We carry
so
it in 3
cute.
different languages,
Wow.
Spanish, French, and Mandarin. And I would really like for that to, be a cartoon, kind of like an animated series. So I'm working on that. I have my store, Strollers and More, and hopefully you'll see more TV.
That's so
Hey.
exciting.
And where can everyone keep up with you, keep up with the store, you and your husband?
Absolutely. Check me out on Instagram at Dominique Penn _ or, Dominique Penn on Twitter.
Perfect.
Thank you so much for being here.
No
So nice to meet you.
problem.
Thank
Thank
you
you for having
guys
me.
for tuning in. We're back tomorrow. Rachel Lindsay will be filling in for me, recapping tonight's what will be the most boring episode of The Bachelor ever. But we'll see you then. I'll see ya.